today I'm bringing you a DIY Christmas gift guide for those of you who have still not started your Christmas gift planning or purchasing. So I've decided as I've gotten older that I really love making gifts, and it's something that I want to continue to do for a really long time and that I want to teach my kids to do one day, because I've had to spend more time thinking about that person, and when they get it, it's something that no one else has. And a lot of the time, giving gifts can encourage someone else's creativity, or that can encourage them to do something with their time rather than them just getting a really cool watch or a really nice bottle of perfume or whatever. So these gifts I'm about to show you are things that have cost little to nothing for me, because we're in a time, my husband and I are at a time in our lives when we just have little to no money to spare. I fully believe that you can still love and honor your friendships and your family and all of the relationships that you may have with little money and without purchasing very much. So first, I have a knitted hat. You can use your stash yarn that I know that you have. This I had purchased, I don't even know when, this yarn for a complete different project, and I haven't touched it. And if I haven't touched it, it probably means I'm not going to get to that project anytime soon. So I found this really chunky yarn in my stash and thought that would take a minute to knit, and it really did. I just knitted this big rectangle, folded it in half, and sewed it right up these seams, and there is a hat for your friend. A warm and cozy and thick and chunky hat. I literally made this hat in probably an hour max, and I wasn't really paying attention. So it's just you knit one row, purl the other row, and you're creating this flat stitch on the outside, and it's bumpy on the inside because that's where all the purls are. Simple and easy and last minute, but also really meaningful. Your friend may need a hat, especially one that looks like a cat when it's on your head. That's the best part. So our next gift is a journal. I had this idea because I'm doing journals with my creative writing class, but I told all of them at the beginning of the year to buy these composition notebooks, and they are literally under $1 at a store. They're like 98 cents or cheaper. I mean, you could probably find more expensive ones, but I found this super cheap and thought how much fun to decorate the front cover. I was getting them to do collages, so you could absolutely do a collage on it. This I just used scrapbook paper and I Mod Podged it on, and this white is gesso. I was thinking of painting it, but I really liked how the gesso looked on top of all these different book pages and magazine pages and things like that. And then I wrote one of my favorite quotes on it. I was making this with me in mind, but if you made one of these with your friend in mind, then they would have a custom journal to write in and whatever. If you have a friend that loves writing, this would be a great gift that wouldn't take too much out of your pocket. Of course, you could probably also decorate the back cover, and it'd be really sweet. I think that's a fun gift for a friend that you know would use it, that likes journals. The next gift I thought of, and this is if you are a painter through and through and you really want to paint something for your friends this year, but you don't have a proper canvas, why not use a chunk of wood? This wood was left over when my husband built a little bench for our home, because we were having a lot of guests over and we didn't have enough seating. So he got, I think, Lowe's to cut down the wood for him, and this just happened to be excess that he didn't use. So I picked it up and started painting on it. But then this could just sit. It doesn't have to be framed. It could sit on a desk. It could sit on a mantle. It could sit on really anything that you wanted to. You could do it long ways. Wood is cheap and easy to come by, so even if you don't have it in your home, you can go to a place like Lowe's or Home Depot and they will cut down the wood for you. And that is a really cheap canvas right there without having to go and purchase the big ones. But if you want a canvas, Hobby Lobby has a 40% off coupon every day. Basically, you can just type it in on your phone and show them the coupon code, and there you go. My next gift, this is something of, this is for your knitting friend, but this is repurposed. I know all of you knitters out there, or crocheters, whatever fiber artist you are, you have a giant stash of yarn. If you're anything like me, you start a new project and you never finish them. I have like 20 unfinished projects in my closet, and my goal this next year is to at least finish one of them. But you probably have yarn that you've used for a project and you're not using, or yarn that's been sitting around because you have not gotten to that project yet. So why not give your friends some of your stash? Maybe even you could have a party with your friends that knit, and instead of purchasing each other gifts, you give each other part of your stash that you're willing to give away. So here I have a bag, and I wrote from my stash to yours, but I filled it with just yarn that I haven't used. So I have all different kinds of skeins, I have all different kinds of colors, and I also stuck some needles in here. These are giant needles, but they're fun. It'd even be fun to stick a pattern in here with it, and get them to make that pattern with whatever yarn you give them. It's all like giving them a little yarn kit, which you can buy at the store for a lot more. But hey, you just repurposed your own things. And I put it in this cute little bag that I like. It'd be fun to decorate it too. So my last gift idea comes off my bookshelf. This gift is completely repurposed. These are books that I have purchased for myself and that I have read and completed reading, but I've really loved them. These are some of my favorite books. And I'm in an apartment right now, and books are coming out of our ears and flowing out of our doors. We have way too many books, and we do not have a place for all of them. So since I've read and enjoyed these, why not give them to a friend? And kind of like the yarn thing, if you have friends that love to read, why not do a book swap for Christmas? It's a great way to read more material without having to go and purchase the book for yourself. But you're giving them a lot of fun things that you enjoyed and that they can enjoy throughout the next year. And you haven't had to spend anything. And if your friends really love you, they will completely understand that you just don't have the means to purchase them something new. So anyway, those are my 5 ideas for your creative, encouraging, DIY, last minute Christmas. I'd love to know in the comments below what kind of things you are making for your friends or your family for Christmas. You should link pictures on my Twitter or whatever. I'd love to see what your Christmas gifts are like and what your DIY ideas are like. I think this is so much fun. And I hope this has given you more ideas for how you will give to your family and friends this Christmas. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a very, very Merry Christmas if I don't see you before then.